What's up everyone, China Cycling here. Now when you guys think of China, and especially when you think of Xiamen, you probably think of all the carbon factories and carbon wheels that are made here and stuff like that, but Xiamen actually has a cool like growing bike scene with a whole mix of like events and races and club rides or whatever. But all of these events have a cool twist to them that like lots of the people in attendance are like a who's who of the bike industry here. So you have lots of bosses and lots of employees from all of these brands at these events, which always makes it good fun, especially because, you know, you've got people racing on the wheels that belong to these brands people and stuff. So everyone has some skin in the game, as it were. Now today I'm talking about the Criterium Draft, an event that was put on last month here. It was a knockout style like crit event at a local go-kart track here in Xiamen. There was a men's road group, a women's road group, and then a men's fixie group. It was an invitational event, and lucky me, your boy got an invite. 3 of us from our Panda Podium team ended up going along. There was me, our sales guy Tom, and then James, who's another expat living here in Xiamen. Now the first heats were drafted with 6 people per heat, and the top 2 people from each heat advanced to the next round. Me and James were in the same heat together, and yeah, I'll show you quickly what happened for our race. So yeah, my race and my heat with James. So I had my Insta360 Ace Pro recording it. As you guys know, that camera kicks ass in the dark, so that was cool. But luckily for me, we also had the drone following us on the race as well. And yeah, mad props to the FPV pilot for this. Like, this guy had serious skills. But so anyway, as you can see, we all go off. There's only 4 in our heat because 2 guys didn't show up. And I'm being a bit, you know, of a chicken on these corners. Like you guys know, I have no handling skills whatsoever. But anyway, so those guys are doing those guys, and then the drone's just like getting some cool shots of me though, so that's cool. And yeah, James is on the front, so James is going out to lead. The guy in second place works for Tavelo, a guy called Declan, and the drone gets bored of following me and goes, okay, I'm going to go follow the fast guys instead. I think the guy in front of me also works for a brand called ELILEE, maybe? So yeah, like I said, it's a who's who of the Xiamen bike scene out here. But now, so James, he's actually got some pretty good cornering skills, so he's leading on this lap. And as you can see, yeah, he's just slicing and dicing on these corners. There's quite a few crashes on the day. Lots of people getting pedal strike, obviously. These corners are pretty tight, especially in the fixed group, because obviously in the fixed group, you've got no choice. You've got to pedal all the time, so pedal strike's more of a thing. But here you can see Declan from Tavelo riding a Tavelo, chasing James, who's also riding a Tavelo. So it's pretty funny. It goes up the inside. James, yeah, I think doesn't see it coming or just doesn't want to play defensive or whatever. It's really actually exhausting, this race. So you don't notice, you're so busy like thinking about the corners and stuff, but by like the end of the second or third lap, you're absolutely gassed, like, because it's just all go stop, go stop, go stop. Like I had no power meter on my bike, but I was just dying the whole time anyway. Okay, yeah, so end of the second lap now. I can see those 2 guys throw up the road, so there's no I'm getting through, but I don't want to finish dead last. So now I'm just thinking about how I'm going to pass this guy. You guys know I'm a 52, 53 kilo climber. I've got no power anyway, and I've got no cornering skills. So a race like this just really isn't for me. But you know, you can't come dead last. There's just no way. There's no way you can live with it. So I'm just kind of like, one thing I do think I have is fitness. Even though my fitness isn't great these days, I think, you know, the average person, I've got decent fitness over them. So my thing is just, okay, go for a lap or 2 more and see if this guy gets tired or not. And yeah, end of the third lap now. I think was it 5 laps or 6 laps per heat? But either way, I'm just hanging out behind this guy, like trying to learn his lines, trying to see if there's any corner that he takes particularly slow. You can see my sensor shifters coming in every so often. Using sensor on this bike, and anyone who's used sensor knows sometimes you've got to press it a bit longer than you should have to let it change or whatever, but it gets the job done. Like I say, my bike for this race, I'll show you later, it was my Alley Sprint, which is built up as like a rat race bike. Anyway, I go slow in and fast out of this corner, or what I think is fast out of this corner, try to get a bit of a draft. I consider throwing him up at the inside. I shout to him, on your right, but he closes the door on me. I'm like, okay, I don't want to getting a wheel tangle. So I'll stay on him again, and okay, so now I know that he takes the last corner kind of slow. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll take him on the home straight, but I also think taking someone on the home straight is a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a weak move, so I'd rather take him somewhere else. But the rest of the course is really pretty twisty. Again, I tried to go in this corner a bit wider, and I hope that I can get a nicer line to get this corner wider, but again, the door's just closed here. So again, I'm on his wheel. I can see he's gassed now. He's totally gassed, and I can just sit on his wheel pretty easily. But like I say, I don't want to just sit on his wheel and come out of the draft. It seems like a bit of too much of a thing. But I'm like, whatever choice that I have, I don't want to throw one up the inside because I know what happened last time, so I'll try on the outside. And okay, so I'll get a better line out of this, but then boom, he doesn't see me, almost takes me out. So yeah, that's, you know, how dangerous this is. Yeah, people just not looking, but you know, I squeeze through, and that's that. And now I can just ride off into the sunset. Don't have to be too defensive, have a quick glance back. He's already a few wheels back, and like I say, he was gassed. I can see first and second place have already finished the line, so I'm just racing for not to come last and get some cool pictures at this point. So yeah, last corner, super fun. Take the checkered flag, and yeah, that's me out. But super fun, a good 8 minutes of my life or whatever. So from my heat, James ends up going through. He got second place, so he's through to the next round. And Tom, well, he was smart, so he was in his heat. He was in first place for a lot of it, but then he could see that second was only a little bit behind him and third was way, way back. So he basically just sat up and started soft pedaling and just settled for second place, saving his legs for the final. So yeah, Tom's a smart cookie. And so Tom and James both end up getting to the final. The final is a 20-minute race, which on that like stop, start track was crazy. I was watching and just shooting video from the sideline, but it was super fun to watch. One of the best sprinters in China was actually here, a guy called Xiamen, but ended up crashing out. And it was a bit of a back and forth. So like I said, Tommy's really, really good at cornering, but like his fitness is not quite up there with the best of the best in China, which, you know, some of these guys were pretty top guys. And so yeah, in the beginning he's pretty good. I think he led the race for a few laps, but then his fitness kind of caught up with him. But he ended up getting third, so super congrats to Tom. Third place in a pretty stacked field, so representing Team Panda Podium. The women's race was also cool. So the women, it was just a final because there were less women signed up. And there was one female ride there who was absolutely just owning everyone. Like she ended up literally lapping the whole field. It was crazy, yeah. No one really knew who she was or where she was from, but she came out with a strong performance on a new brand that's coming out of China, a frame brand called Lingsos. I can't remember the exact name, but yeah, it looks like, you know, all of these SL7, SL8-ish frames that you see coming around these days. Expensive frame though, I think it's like $3,000 or $4,000 US. So yeah. And then in the Fixie category, was also cool. There were quite a few Fixie riders, so there were knockouts, and then there was a final. There were a few track riders over from Hong Kong, like big boy track riders, and obviously the stop-start nature of this course didn't really suit them. But it was fun. It was fun watching like different body types, different cycling types going at it. And like I said, the Fixie guys, they're skilled there because obviously you've got no brakes for one, but number two, it's really hard not to get pedal strike. So it was super cool watching those guys race. There were a few crashes, of course, but everyone seemed to be having fun. But all in all, it was a really cool vibe. There was like a live DJ there the whole time, and because of the setup of the Go-Kart course, you know, people on the balcony on the second floor, like, you know, drinking beers and watching the race. And yeah, look, one good thing about being knocked out so early is, you know, you're free then to get a beer earlier, so it wasn't all bad news. But yeah, let me show you my bike that I was riding for this race. Okay, just give you a quick rundown of my bike for the event. Let me know if you want a more in-depth video on this bike. So yeah, Specialized Alley Sprint for the frame set, probably my favorite frame in the world. You guys know I had one before, but it got run over by a truck, so I'm back with another one. In a 49 centimeter, in this beautiful, pristine paint job, as you can see. So the story behind this is, I've always had a thing for like rat rods or sleeper cars or whatever you want to call them, which if you don't know is usually a car that looks like a piece of crap but can go real fast. Now it's hard to do with bikes because obviously usually the way you do that in the car is the bodywork looks like crap, but the engine is a super high powered engine. But in a bike, you are the engine, so it's pretty hard to do. But anyway, I wanted the bike to look like crap, but go like stink. And I think I definitely achieved that. So yeah, Alley Sprint frame in this paint job. Basically, I brought the frame secondhand and it had some weird, the guy had repainted it in some pinky purple fade with an S-Works logo on there. I stripped it, originally wanted to give it a new paint job, but I love this half stripped look, so I just decided to keep it. So yeah, that's the frame. For the group set, again, a bit of a Frankenstein, so we've got Sensor Empire Pro mechanical shifters up there, and on the back we have the Apex 1x rear derailleur from SRAM. Crankset, just a super generic Chinese CVR thing I had lying around with this oval 1x chainring. Again, this chainring used to be pink, I just ghetto sprayed it black to add to the ghetto look, I guess. On the back I've got like a 10 to 42 cassette, I think, but yeah. Brakes, just the SRAM Force brakes that were on my old Alley Sprint, they were still fine, so I put those on there. Wheels, we've got the Hyper SEs, the R67. So I don't think these were the right wheels for the race, because the race is obviously pretty slow speeds, so you don't need aero, and it's all stop, start, so you need lighter wheels for accelerating, but I think these wheels look pretty good on the bike, so that was my rationale. Handlebar is one of the creme de la creme of Chinese handlebars, the EXS Air Rover. Super popular bar on our website, but always out of stock. I just love the way it looks. It's super stiff. It's pretty light, not as light as the avian stuff, but yeah, plenty light. And yeah, I think a great match for the Alley Sprint, because obviously the Alley Sprint, a crit bike, you want it to be stiff, so yeah, a good match there. Tires are also pretty interesting, so they're 25 mils, but they are Continental GP 4000s, so that shows you like how old these tires are and how this bike is just thrown together of random parts that I had lying around. But for the race, I think it was a great choice. I knew there was a high chance of crashing, so I wanted something that was going to stand up for the crashes, and also I knew it was going to be constantly mashing the pedals and stuff, so yeah, obviously the Alley Sprint that's what it's made for. Obviously the Alley Sprint is a crit bike, also a slightly higher BB, so you're not going to get as much pedal strike. I'm running 165 cranks as well, so yeah, I think it was a pretty good choice for the race. But yeah, you guys let me know if you want a more dedicated video on this bike, and yeah, I'll do that for you. But yeah, the vibe of the event was really cool. Like I say, I don't think many people think of like the vibe or the cool events like this when they think of China. So, you know, I thought I'd share it with you guys. I actually put together another little clip, like to try to sum up the whole vibe of the race, and yeah, I'll let you guys check that out now.
Don't test me.
You don't impress me, so don't test me, nah.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Yo. You don't impress me, so don't test me, nah.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Yo, they wouldn't let me. Man's gal when I come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal when I come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me.
You don't impress me, so don't test me.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
You don't impress me, so don't test me.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Don't test. Don't test. Yo. Don't test. Don't test. Don't test.
They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me.
Don't test me.
They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. Nah. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. Nah.
So don't test me.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
You don't impress me, so don't test me.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Don't test. Don't test. Don't test.
Don't test me.
Yo.
Don't test. Don't test. Don't test.
Don't test me.
Don't test.
Don't test me.
I also thought it would be cool to show you what kind of bikes other people are riding at events like these. So I just got some random footage of bikes that are around the place. I like this Tarmac SL6 rim brake, very tasty, the last of the best. Also lots of SL7s, a couple of track bikes here. This belongs to the Hong Kong guy. Lots of Tavelos there. This was the one I was talking about earlier, like Lycos, and this ELILE, another brand out of Xiamen. The fixes, there were some cool fixes there. You can see this Sprinter, and then this Look. Looks like a bit of a classic, pun intended. Again, more Tavelos, that's James with the CRW wheels. And then again, more Fixie love. A Sinelli Mash, I believe. And, again, another Tavelo, interesting paint job. This is Tom's Cannondale Super 6, his pride and joy. And then someone else who thought the Alley Sprint was the best bike for the job. And this guy who has a crazy drop from saddle to bars, but another clean Alley Sprint. Again, lots of nice track bikes. This Cannondale was looking very simple and tidy. And again, another bike from that brand called Lycos. This fixed gear Pinarello also looked cool. I think that's a 12K weave on the carbon. But yeah, very cool. And I kind of like the gradient on this screen as well, the red to red. And more Tavelos, lots of Tavelos here at this event. And a Pardus, and yeah, a low Fixie. This Tavelo was custom painted for the event, so you can see it's got a bunch of stuff in it related to the crit. Some pretty cool like graffiti style paint job on it. And yeah, Tavelo were a sponsor of this event, which is why there were quite a few Tavelos there, but also in Xiamen in general, there are lots of the fast guys riding Tavelo these days. Last bit of housekeeping on the channel. So a few months ago now, we've had a couple of giveaways on the channel. One for the Feiyu Pocket. The winner of the Feiyu Pocket is a guy by the username of QBackG. So if that's you, send me a message, get in touch with me, and I'll find a way to verify that it's you. And yeah, pass your details on to Feiyu, and they can get you a camera out onto you, so congratulations. We also had a giveaway for the Oladance OWS Sports. 2 winners on that one. We have a guy, John Saunders from Australia, I believe, and Neil Fletcher from the UK. So I've been in touch with both of them, and again, OWS will get the headphones on the way to you guys. But yeah, today's video just a little different, you know, show you guys what it's like here at the racing scene. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know and I'll shoot more of these kinds of videos. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, all that stuff. I've got some interesting videos coming up. It's also almost Chinese New Year here. So I'm hoping to do some more riding, get back in shape, and yeah, we'll see what's what. But yeah, anyway, that's a wrap for today. And yeah, China Cycling out.